Hey Gemini, how are you today? My name is Cheryl Lynn and I'm here to do your weekly reading. This one is going to be for the 24th of March to the 28th. There we go. We're going to shuffle these one more time and split them. Oops, we're dropping cards there. Put that one there. We're going to try this first. We're going to give you some kind of oracle card just for an overall feeling for today. Okay, for whatever we're reading about. How about that? Let's see what we get. Okay. Ready? Fulfillment. You don't need anyone's approval to pursue and fulfill your purposes. Embrace your unique journey and trust that it's leading to where you need to go. Okay, so that was what we got for today. All right, let's see what we got, Gemini. So we're starting with the Four of Wands. So this tells me that currently your situation for this week has a lot to do with some sort of a higher level of soul connection that you're dealing with or come in contact with. Okay. By me saying it's a soul connection, it just means that it's a connection that was intended to be. Okay. You were sent to end up coming together at some point to be able to teach each other lessons. It doesn't have to mean it was a forever connection, but it can be. Okay. So let's see how it plays in. All right, what is the current obstacle then? We've got the Queen of Swords. So I feel, this is your card anyway, so I feel as though this is what you're presenting as right here, is the Queen of Swords, which all the cards have good and bad to them. The downside with the Queen of Swords, of course, is going to be that you can look at life very much so from a logical standpoint, a little bit like Spock. You know, you can be very, very logical, but you're not letting in any emotion, okay? That feels like what the issue is here. Okay, let's keep going. What is it that you need to focus on? Okay, so the Fool is what you pulled on what you need to focus on. So I feel like you are being asked to take a leap of faith, and very much so like Spock or any other scientific type person, you're having a hard time with that because you want guarantees, you know, like math, you want guarantees. The current situation or the situation at hand, which involves this soulmate, is definitely one that is pushing you to try to get you to lean more into your intuition and go ahead and take the leap of faith, right? Okay, there we go. What is it you need to leave behind currently? The Ten of Wands. So there's some kind of a very heavy burden that you're currently carrying that needs to be put down, is what it is. I don't believe that the burden you're carrying has anything to do with this soulmate. That's not how this feels. It feels like the soulmate is somebody that you need to connect on a deeper level with. But the Ten of Wands could be a burden that you're carrying from a past hurt. Could be something you haven't managed to get through or get over yet. I mean, you're going to know your situation better than I do. Obviously, I'm reading for a fair amount of people, but there's something here that you definitely need to put down, okay? Alrighty. What is the strength in the situation? Yours is Temperance. Now that's shocking for a Gemini. Just because it means that your strength in this is that you have the patience to be able to see it through. Not known to be one of your stronger traits, but apparently in this situation, you're doing okay with that. All right. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, what is in the near future? What are we looking at? Nine of Swords. So when you say as above, so below, or as to the right, so to the left, I mean, the Ten of Wands is coming out on the opposite side of this Nine of Swords. So obviously there's a lot of stress and anxiety attached to whatever this burden is that you're carrying. It makes me wonder if the patience card up here, it's your strength, but I wonder if it's somebody else's patience is what your strength is. Meaning I'm wondering now if it's not your whoever the soul connection is, possibly they're exhibiting the huge amounts of patience in dealing with you because you're trying to work your way through whatever this burden is. It's got you all stressed out, it looks like. All right, let's keep going. What is the advice currently? The Knight of Wands. The advice is to let your passion flow, you know what I'm saying? Something else that you can sometimes shut down when you're in your Queen of Swords. It's to let that fiery part of you out, to let the emotion and You have all of the elements inside of you. It's just there's certain ones that you're more comfortable with than others. And these are the ones that you're not terribly comfortable with usually. But those are the ones you're being asked to let fall out to the forefront, right? Alrighty. What's the atmosphere right now? 6 of Pentacles. Meaning that this is a situation that we are currently speaking of, there is definitely reciprocity. So you're going to get as much out of it as you put into it. Okay? If you become fully invested, so will they. This is what it looks like. Well, that's a plus. What is your great big fear here? The Knight of Swords. So you're fearing some sort of clarity. You're fearing that there's something out there you don't know. And it's going to come at you, and then you're going to have clarity you don't want, right? You're fearing losing control in this. So you're fearing the very thing that they're asking you to do. To let your guard down and let emotion flow and fire flow or passion flow. You'd much rather keep it in a neat little box. Well, love is, this feels like we're talking about a love situation, and rarely is that neat and tidy, you know. All right, let's see what we get for the outcome. The outcome, I got the 2 of Wands. So the outcome in the end is more or less like a game of tennis and the ball's in your court. You get to decide which way you want to go. And there's not really a wrong decision here. If you decide that this isn't what you want and you don't want to let your guard down and you want to go in a different direction, that's okay. You're still going to have good days, bad days, still going to get to the same place in the end, I imagine. But you can only pick one to go, one road to go on, okay? And it's coming to a point where you're going to have to make a decision and decide which road it is you want to take. If you were to decide to take this road, you're going to have to let your guard down. Because this person, it looks like they already have to some extent, and they're not going to continue forward with that unless you are too. Okay? Remember, they said that the atmosphere was one of reciprocity, so if you don't invest, then neither will they. Okay? And that's fine if you want to go a different direction, but understand then that this whole option here will fall away at that point. Okay? Because it's not going to stay someplace where it can't get the nurturing or growth that it wants, right? And at the bottom of the deck is the 5 of Pentacles, which I feel like could possibly be the overriding fear here. There is a fear of this taking root and then it falling away and you being abandoned or left out in the cold. That's always a possibility. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, just like every time you step on a plane, it could crash. The odds are in your favor that it won't happen, but there is no guarantee. And how does that play into fulfillment? You don't need anyone's approval to pursue and fulfill your purpose. Embrace your unique journey and trust that it's leading where you need it to go. Well, I feel like right this second, your fulfillment is sitting someplace and you have to decide which road you want to take to get to it. Okay? All right, Gemini, that is what I got for this week. If anybody's looking for a private reading, just send me a message. I'll get you the details. It definitely doesn't look bad. It looks like it's on the upswing, right? But it's tough to let your guard down. I get it. It's up for a reason, right? So that's a decision only you can make. All right, Gemini. See you in a couple days. Take care.